All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking about real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you right there, and just like me here. So, yeah, I'm back in the music lane. It swerved out crazy last night, but I'm back, and it's great to be back. So, before you decide to use this and get out of this video, I am going to be talking about Stevie Nicks, but also Taylor Swift. So, again, for those of you that don't like Taylor Swift, just hang with me here. It'll be okay. I'm going to talk about how having a good break in life or just fate can sometimes make a real big difference where you're not going to hear that at all. You're not going to get any fact checking in the mainstream news media. By the way, this story that I'm about to talk about, it's on a classic rock website. So again, Taylor Swift and classic rock. Um, I've been hearing some horrible rumors about Taylor Swift wanting to do a rock album. So, brace yourselves for that. But Taylor Swift is waxing poetic about Stevie Nicks. That's the first line in this incredible article. As Taylor wraps up her Eras tour, not her Errors tour. That was a Dave Grohl thing. The pop superstar, 34, praised the legendary Fleetwood Mac singer, 76, who was in attendance during the final night of the tour. During a speech queuing up her set of surprise songs, which is unique to each tour stop, so you have to go to all the Taylor Swift shows because you never know what song she's going to do. Swift called Nicks someone who has really been one of the reasons why I or any female artist gets to do what we get to do. All right, full stop here for a moment. So how did Stevie Nicks get into Fleetwood Mac? Anybody know the story? They wanted Lindsey Buckingham, and Lindsey and Stevie were shacking up at the time. In fact, it's in one of their songs proving that they were actually shacking up. And so Lindsey said, yeah, I'd love to join Fleetwood Mac, but me and the girlfriend here, we're a package deal. She comes with me. And that's the story. And I'm not making it up, and you're not going to probably read that anymore because that's part of this old narrative that doesn't exist anymore. The new narrative is Stevie Nicks, girl power. She's the best. She's the greatest female artist. And again, Swift and Nicks agree on politics. They agree on all those cultural issues. And Swift goes on to say she's paved the way for us. And she's mentored so many artists that you don't even know she's doing. She's doing it. Okay, that's cool that she's mentored a lot of different people. She's a hero of mine and also someone that I can tell her any secret and she'd never tell anybody. Wow. She's really helped me through so much over the years. I'm talking about Stevie Nicks. Okay, so circling back, hating really to use that phrase, but I just did. So who discovered Taylor Swift? Anybody know? I think someone who was really important in the beginning of Taylor Swift's career was a guy by the name of Toby Keith, right? Toby Keith, who just passed away not too long ago. And I didn't hear anyone talking about Toby Keith discovering or helping with the discovery of Taylor Swift right after Toby had passed away. And that was a heartbreaking thing to see. And Toby Keith was really strong and tough throughout. This girl power thing where it kind of obscures the truth, it irritates me. Hey, I'm pro girl power, right? Linda Ronstadt, come on, man. She basically helped start the Eagles on top of being this amazing singer that broke all kinds of new ground, who could sing anything, who, in my humble opinion, has the best voice in the history of female singing. That's my humble opinion, although there are some great singers from the Motown era as well. And Linda obviously recognized that as well because she liked to cover a lot of that music, and some people gave her crap for it, but she could sing anything. And then there's Janis Joplin, Carly Simon, the late great Nicolette Larson, who couldn't catch a break after her breakthrough. Um, she could have been as big as Stevie Nicks, but it just never happened. Stevie thought to herself, I can do this without Lindsay, and she did, which I guess is, I don't know, that shows that she has talent and that she surrounds herself with really talented people, which is important. But it's all about fate, right? I mean, the woman who replaced Stevie Nicks in 1995 in Fleetwood Mac, her name is Becca Bramlett. Um, I think Becca is super talented, and so did Mick Fleetwood, so did Billy Burnett. All these people who helped make that a reality in 1995. And that was a year you had no Stevie Nicks and you had no Lindsey Buckingham in Fleetwood Mac. So people who say, oh, you can't do a reunion without Christine McVie. First of all, they went something like 15 years without Christine. I love Christine McVie. I wish she was still here. She's not. But you could do a whole tribute to her. You could do a whole tour dedicated to the music of Christine McVie. Play a couple of her solo hits. Play, all of the Christine tunes and bring in everybody that you know to do this, including Stevie and Lindsay, to give closure to everybody, and just so they're back on stage again. They can be on opposite ends of the stage. I'm still cheerleading for this, even though Stevie Nicks, nope, can't do it. The tour is going to be too rigorous for Lindsay, and it just wouldn't work because Christine is gone. Well, again, I've mentioned this, that Fleetwood Mac was a thing for 15 years without Christine. It wasn't as good, and it won't be as good without her. But, Mick Fleetwood, this used to be his band. I don't know what happened. If he signed the paperwork over to Stevie Nicks, I don't know. It just seems as though he's not in charge of this anymore. I mean, the whole Becca and Billy thing, I'm talking about Billy Burnett, that kind of worked a little bit. If you go back and listen to that album from 1995, it's called Time, and it's really good. It's very different. It's very rootsy, but again, it shows you, okay, Stevie Nicks got some breaks. Becca Bramlett did not get the breaks. Nicolette Larson didn't get the breaks. There are other people, other female singers who I really strongly believe had more talent and didn't have like one theme to write about, which Stevie Nicks kind of does this mystical, magical thing. Everything she writes has like a mystical edge to it. Sarah is probably going to be in there somewhere. The name Sarah. I don't know. There are a couple of other things she's written about over the years, but it seems like it's all sort of wacky imagery. Anyway, I don't know. Taylor Swift, again, good friends with Stevie Nicks. And Stevie Nicks, by the way, this works more in Stevie's favor because Swift is so popular that if Stevie just kind of locks arms with Taylor Swift and says, yeah, I love her, it's only going to help Stevie. It helps Stevie more than it helps Taylor Swift, I think, because most of Taylor Swift's fans don't care about Stevie Nicks. They don't know who she is. Yeah, maybe their parents listen to some of this music and maybe they heard it, walking through the department store or the supermarket. But for the most part, they're just laser focused on Taylor Swift. So anyway, it's all about getting the right breaks, folks. That's what it is. And, sometimes the world isn't a just place when it comes to people getting breaks who should get breaks. Case in point, as I wrap this video up, just had this here, and I figured I'd feature it. My buddy Robbie LeBlanc, one of the great singers, kind of a cross between Jimmy Jameson and Lou Gramm, okay? And that's the best way to describe him. This is a band called Vitalines. This came out last year. Wheels Within Wheels. Go listen to this because it's really amazing from start to finish. If you like that AOR sound, rock radio sound from the 80s, This has got a bit of Toto and Survivor in it, kind of mashed together. Um, it's just good stuff. And Robbie, there's a guy who should have been a household name, like worldwide. And for those of us who enjoy melodic rock, kind of under the radar stuff, Robbie is one of the best. And he's getting a little up there in years. He's a couple years older than me, so he's getting way up there. But he still sounds like he's always sounded, has such a great voice, a naturally great singer. So also another band he was in for a number of years, the band Find Me FM. But it's most people just say Find Me because there's another band called FM. And he did a lot of great work in that project as well. And a bunch of folks are constantly using his vocal talents on their new material that's floating around out there. You can probably find it on your own. Maybe not. I'm not sure. But Robbie is fantastic and really hasn't gotten the breaks that he should have gotten, whereas Stevie Nicks got the breaks and then really took advantage of them. And she's so popular that even Taylor Swift is singing her praises these days. Girl power. Yeah. I like girl power, but I tend to like different girl power. I like humble, unassuming girl power that doesn't sort of inject itself into every aspect of life, because we're all kind of the same in that regard. Men and women, not that men and women are the same. Don't get me misquoted here. I'm saying that as human beings, we're all the same. We should all be humble and know that all of us are given talents and gifts, and sometimes they're amplified and sometimes they're undiscovered. And in the case of Stevie Nicks, they were definitely amplified. And the odd man out here is the great Lindsey Buckingham, who should be given one more crack at being in Fleetwood Mac before they close the franchise down. That's my opinion on that. All right. So there you have it, folks. Thanks for watching. God bless everyone. Please pray for peace in the Middle East and around the world and in your own heart. Pray for this country as we are in election hell right now. It's all politics all the time. Go listen to some music or go for a walk somewhere. Go for a walk without any media. Don't bring your phone, or if you do, put it on mute or something, whatever you can do for your phone so it doesn't bother you. That's what I have to do this, because otherwise, yeah, I'll go crazy. So see you soon.